Welcome to San Juan, Puerto Rico, the host for the 2021 FIBA Women's AmeriCup. It's day number 4 of group play, and all of the action is happening inside the historic Roberto Clemente Coliseum. The finale for the evening, a deep-rooted rivalry on our hands. We have the Dominican Republic taking on the host nation, Puerto Rico, here in what feels like championship day. Puerto Rico fighting to secure the second seed in group play, and the Dominican Republic just fighting to stay alive and advance. A look at the group phase work so far today. Canada, Brazil breezed by, as did USA, to victory. Tomorrow will be the final day of pool play as the top 10 nations, top 10 teams in the Americas and Caribbean nations are all fighting for the 4 qualifying bids to the FIBA World Cup 2022. USA, as expected, #1 in the world, and they're playing like it here. I'm Despina Barton, joined by Natalia Melendez, the former Puerto Rico national team player. This is your backyard. Your team is on the court. Talk to me a little bit about this rivalry between these two teams.
It's been happening for years, since I can remember, since the 80s. Puerto Rico and Dominicana, by being in the same region, play against each other in many tournaments as Centro Basket, as Centro Americanos, Pan American Games, and now in the AmeriCup. So these two teams see each other in almost every tournament that you guys can imagine. They know each other. There's, it's been a change of who wins here and who wins there. In the last few years, Puerto Rico have been dominating this DR team, but it's not gonna be easy, because you said it. Dominican Republic is fighting to stay alive in this tournament. They know they can do it. They know they can be part of those 4 teams, and they're ready to go.
Yes, they are. Puerto Rico, the visiting team in today's matchup, but of course, they are the host in this tournament, so they get their roster read last, their national anthem presented last. It is a home game regardless for Puerto Rico, who has a record of 2-1 in this tournament. They fell to Team USA last night, but in their eyes, it was a winnable game, and they were very happy with some of their play.
There you see some of the players of Puerto Rico. Pamela Rosado wearing the white suit. She's not going to be playing tonight again. She got hurt, her hand got hurt, her left wrist. She's taking a break. But Michelle Daishali and Jada Stinson will be taking over for her.
Now we'll get set for the national anthem and the presentation of the flags. First up is Dominican Republic, and then Puerto Rico.
Please remain standing for the national anthem of Puerto Rico. As per COVID-19 protocol, we welcome teams to exchange a social distance greeting.
You're looking at that social distance greeting between these two teams. And our officiating crew for tonight's finale, Andrea Silva, Felipe Ibarra, Norval Young, and Natalia. These two teams will meet up, like we talked about, a lot on the line. Puerto Rico trying to secure that second seed heading into the quarterfinals, but Dominican Republic, this is who they are going to be working with. Excuse me, we're going to start Puerto Rico. This is going to be their starting lineup. And again, missing their captain, Pamela Rosado.
The same starting five we saw yesterday. Daishali is in for Pamela. No, well, Jackie, it will be in the starting lineup. So there's a change there. The constant is Jasmine Guatmi and Jennifer O'Neill and Isalis Quiñones.
Their coach, Jerry Batista, he will be leading them to the Tokyo Games in just another month. On the other side of the courts, the Dominican Republic, and their starting five slightly different as well. We're seeing Reynoso join the group.
She had a good game yesterday. Johanna Morton, Genesis Evangelista, Joselis Reynoso, Suheiri Monsac, and Elemi Colome. In the case of Reynoso, they bring her because she's the type of player that looks a lot like Taira Melendez.
Dominican Republic is led by Ariel Portuando, the former national team assistant coach. And this Dominican Republic team competed well in Central Basket. They won the bronze medal to qualify here in 2019. They did not advance out of the group phase. So again, just trying to build off that last appearance.
And it was Elemi Colome, the player that was part of everything beautiful that happens with Dominican Republic on that tournament. She was the player that led them in scoring and in assist. Puerto Rico, I've never, before that tournament, I've never seen her, so it was new, and there was a lot of expectations about her, and yeah, she was as good as everybody was saying. So let's see how it's going to go today, because today she's facing, and Jennifer O'Neill have that big challenge too. We'll see a lot of Colome and Jennifer Gonzalez in this game.
55.
You can go ahead and call this the battle of the best in the Caribbean.
The battle of the Caribbean, definitely. Every time Puerto Rico competes in anything, even in dominoes, it will be a battle because it's we're neighbors. We're an hour and a half away from each other. Plus, we do have a big community of Dominican brothers and sisters living here in the island, so it's a love and hate, and not really hate, but it's a you know what I mean. It's a love and hate relationship. Right now we don't like each other too much, but once this game is done, we are really together with our Dominican brothers and sisters.
Puerto Rico, this is their final game of group play. They get to rest tomorrow, and it's an off day on Wednesday. So opportune for them here to take care of business and seal up that second seed, and then just really soak up those back-to-back rest days. Reynoso jumping up against Isalis Quiñones from Puerto Rico.
Now I understand why Jackie's starting lineup. She's going to be in charge of Colome.
Morton. A quick block to get things going. Quiñones going toe-to-toe with Monsac. Another look. Colome. Reynoso can't get it off in time.
A little late there. And the coach is asking for a little bit more patience. This game is just starting. And we're expecting to see
Coach Printuando is asking his team to be laser focused into this game. They changed up their defense on purpose to match up a little bit better and try and throw Puerto Rico off. O'Neal, their sharpshooter, took it in for an easy floater. O'Neal caused a lot of havoc for Team USA yesterday. And a foul here against Tyra Melendez.
And this is going to be a pretty matchup too between Reynoso and Tyra Melendez, two players that are very alike, that can play in front of the basket, but can also play, you know, they can post as well.
Monsac, she's due for a big game considering she has not played well this tournament. Melendez on the other side, she gets it back. Points to the stands, big three ball
And that's
by
what
Melendez.
Puerto Rico team very consistent in this tournament from the three-point line. Until yesterday, they were shooting 44%, and today they are shooting 39%.
Morton's shot is off. As I swear, this Coliseum jumped up 100 decibels between the two different games. We've got a lot of fans here. They got noisemakers in their hands. We got drums. The crowd is ready to act as the sixth man for their home Puerto Rico team. Benitez. Colome off the screen. Battling in there was Morton, and she earns the 2 points and a trip to the free throw line.
And Morton always follow the shots. She is going to be very needed in this team today. She's going to be attacking. She's going to go after the offensive rebound. She's used to be the go-to player offensively talking when playing against Puerto Rico.
Benitez pulls out. O'Neal in the corner, creates enough space for that.
And the truth is, what we've seen from Jennifer this tournament is out of this world. I think so far it's the best tournament she ever had for Puerto Rico.
O'Neal, the 31-year-old veteran, played for Kentucky, had a few years in the WNBA, and could put on her own shooting clinic with her performances strung together here today, or this week in the AmeriCup. Solomon. Knocked out by Colome.
Yeah, that was smart of Colome trying to help Monsac down the post.
And a timeout called quickly by the Dominican Republic.
It's an early timeout.
Just over 3 minutes, and it was something that head coach Printuando wanted to discuss.
I have to be that they need to take care of the ball a little bit more. 2 turnovers for them already. Puerto Rico have made 5 points from those turnovers, and maybe there was, some adjustments on allowing the post against Tyra Melendez.
Another look at O'Neal's floater. That was to get the game started, the first 2 points. And then Melendez on the wing for 3. O'Neal one-on-one with Evangelista. Pretty sure this gym would have exploded if that went in. Puerto Rico up by 4. Cutter Colome. Beautiful finish.
Yes, because the defense is going to be on top of her. Because Puerto Rico knows how well she shoots from the three-point line. So she's doing the right thing by cutting to the basket and making the defense move.
Melendez again. Could she get another? She does.
That's her second three-pointer of the game. And she has 6.
Johanna Morton. Corinne Colome run this offense for the Dominican. Evangelista.
Nice, nice.
Now let's hurry up and get back on D. They collapse. Benitez is open. Reynoso, turn and shoot. Very up-tempo start.
You know, when you are defending a player like Jennifer O'Neal, you at least need to pick her up from half court.
You know what we haven't seen so far is someone pick her up full court. I mean, when she was as dangerous as she has been.
That's true.
Benitez squares up and back-to-back threes for Puerto Rico.
4 of 6 for Puerto Rico from the three-point line. They are hot, and DR needs to get back on defense, but cannot collapse in the paint. They need to wait for them. They need to stop them in the three-point line. Puerto Rico looking too comfortable there.
Monsac with the cutter. Melendez hitting the deck.
Yeah, that was rough there. In early subs here, Al Gibson, Michelle Gonzalez, Sabrina. Benitez is out, Gibson is out. And Isales and Quiñones.
That foul called here on Monsac. The lawyer on the court, Gonzalez. 31-year-old guard that is also an attorney here in Puerto Rico. That ball tipped away.
Yeah.
No, not. Puerto Rico recovers.
And it's all Tyra right now. Tyra and Jennifer O'Neal. Tyra moving without the ball. Great pass by Sabrina.
Monsac, step back 3, short. O'Neal running. Lozado, the feed to Gibson.
That was beautiful defense by Colome. Maybe a contact there, but she jumped well with Ali Gibson. Ali, she's electrical. She cannot stand still. She has so much energy, and she knows the game very well.
Colome will go sit down with 2 fouls here in the first quarter. Actually, she thinks she's getting subbed out, and no, coach is keeping her in.
She have 2. Because that's her second personal foul, and she thought she was going to sit, but no.
Puerto Rico now up by 15 with that made free throw. Cracking a smile is Jerry Batista there.
So for Dominican Republic, entering number 6, Ashley Rojas.
Rojas is in. Yeah, Colome is out. Puerto Rico putting pressure. Full court.
And this is day 4, so 4 straight games for Puerto Rico.
Rojas coming off the bench and making herself present in the game very fast.
DR had off yesterday, a rest day. We saw them shooting around earlier this morning here at the arena. Gibson for three, yes. There is not a person on Puerto Rico's roster right now that is not shooting well from beyond the arc. Morton tries to get in on the action. And a lot of frustration,
yes,
on the Dominican Republic bench.
And that they need to get together, and this is just the beginning of the game. It's, you know, I know how difficult it can be when a team is shooting, as Puerto Rico is shooting right now, because everybody's been affected. But still, it's way too early in the game to slow down. They do have the people to fight in this game.
Puerto Rico shooting 72, almost 73% from the field, and 71 plus from the three-point.
Yes, and 15 of the 23 points are from the three-point line.
Morton misses both. Arias will get it back for another chance. The defense collapsed. Reynoso swings past everybody and lays it in.
The first two of the game.
Oh, nice no-look pass to Rosado. Then Lawyer open, gives it a whirl. Rosado fights for it. Morton flashing. She'll take her one-on-one. That shot, not what she was expecting. Rosado tries to feed Melendez. It's off.
A little too hard there.
Push off by Rojas.
And Ali was brilliant there. She was pushing her through, to the line. Rojas was trying to dribble to the middle. She just closed.
Sub for Puerto Rico, entering number 25, Isalis Quiñones.
Michelle Gonzalez starting the offense off for Puerto Rico. Skip pass. Gonzalez had a good look at the key, but they'll wait for a better one from Gibson, and she nails it.
8 points for Ali Gibson and another 3. I have to tell you a story about these threes. Puerto Rico, as throughout the whole history, their strength have always been defense full court and a lot of layups. And one of the problems this team have throughout the years of not making it to the next level is because there was only 1 or 2 shooters. So what we're seeing here is a very different team from what we used to see, like, let's say, maybe 6 years ago. This team's been together for 6 years, but this three-point line effectiveness, it's almost new to them.
Was that something that Coach Batista went out and seeked?
Yeah, and I know, and I think also that, well, it was the same
core of players?
Yeah, the same core of players. I think they took it personal, and everybody started working on their own game. Because this is a very disciplined team when it comes to train and to get better with things. And we're seeing the results here.
O'Neal. Yes.
And Jennifer, it's 10 points.
Final 15 seconds. First quarter coming to a close. Abreu with the rock. Gibson running. Flings up a shot.
No! Coach Batista is liking what he's seen so far. 29-12. That's a lot of points for first quarter.
17-point advantage for the host team, Puerto Rico, who will be in the Olympics next month. If they're playing like this, they're going to be a difficult team to go by.
Yeah, they're definitely doing what they have to do to play pretty good in the Olympics. Hopefully, this will translate over there. In the case of DR, they need more energy. They need more energy because Puerto Rico is the shots that they have taken are pretty comfortable. They are not contested shots, and they just need to rotate faster and get there on time.
This Puerto Rican team has 7 made three-pointers. They're shooting 63.64 from beyond the arc, and O'Neal with 10 points leading the way after the first quarter.
And Coach Batista already used 9 players in the PR team. It's a good pass by Sabrina Lozada. Melendez having a great game so far. There's the attack from Rojas. Points for her. Abby Gibson from Michelle's hands. Again, Sabrina, she's a point center. She gets most of the time the ball in the post, but she's always looking to see who's open. A great passer, a great facilitator.
Lozada with 3 assists. You're not kidding, Natalia.
Lozada? She had 3 assists?
3 assists.
That's Sabrina. That's good. And now she started in the bench, and India Pagan is in the game. Jackie's back. And from DR, Colome is back, and Reynoso is back.
Quiñones was trying to keep the run and get Puerto Rico number 8. Benitez too handsy for the officials there.
Yeah, and in DR early on playing inside with Reynoso, which works at the beginning of the game.
First personal foul number 55, Jacqueline Benitez.
Colome, Reynoso, shots off. Monsac fighting in the paint. Reynoso trying to give her some assistance. An empty possession again for DR.
Chali trying to go coast to coast there. Too much traffic.
Are you surprised at all of the energy and urgency that Puerto Rico came out with, considering last night's late game with USA?
No, because I know that after last night's game, even though everybody knows that USA is a team, where another 3 for Puerto Rico, Jackie Benitez, even though they knew USA is the team to beat, Jerry Batista wasn't happy with Puerto Rico's performance, so I knew they were going to come out like that.
You hear it from the former Puerto Rico national team player herself, Natalia Melendez. Abreu. Finally, a shot goes down for Dominican.
Beautiful shot. Her first 2 points of the game.
Salaman. Yes. Shimmy, young lady. Shimmy on.
I just don't understand. There's only one. It was just only Abreu from DR in the top of the key, and she had 2 players. Nobody helped her.
Foul on the floor. DR is not happy about the call. They wanted Colome shooting.
Foul number 0, Jennifer O'Neal. O'Neill.
It was
Stop for Dominican
J.O.
Republic.
second
Entering number 5,
second
Joanna
personal foul.
Alvarado.
I love that.
Sportsmanship at the highest level too. These women are competing against one another, but the respect level is so high. Monsac taking it to the rack.
Yes, her first 2 points, the veteran Monsac.
Benitez, perfect look. No one there for that pass. Reynoso was looking for Monsac again.
Yeah, Monsac is not happy about it. That's DR's turnover number 4. Monsac, she sealed the player pretty well.
Palome poking it out. We're on the track now. Morton on the move. Yes.
And that's exactly what they need to start doing. They need to be more aggressive in defense. I think they are way too relaxed. Puerto Rico is playing very comfortable right now, and they are losing this game. If they want to get close to it, it will start by putting more pressure and being more active in defense.
Quinones. Nope, one shot and done. Monsac, oh, loses concentration, and this turns into another quick 2 for Puerto Rico.
And La Dinamita, actually Dynamite was right there, 1 steal for her.
Salomon's fan base up there goes wild.
Yeah, something happened. She said somebody hit her in the face. I don't know exactly what happened, but
Another look. Monsac loose with that pass.
they're talking. Isalis and Monsac. She was talking about for Isalis.
Reynoso left open on the block, and it's good.
Good movement of the ball, a lot of patience.
O'Neal with the contact.
So what happened when you are a shooter with the caliber of Jennifer O'Neal, the defense will, just run to the line, thinking you're going to take that shot. Sometimes defense, or most of the times, the defense, it's out of balance. So the smart thing is to attack the baseline, and that's exactly what Jennifer O'Neal did.
Entering number 1, Kaira.
Some extra dialogue with Morton and the official. She just wants to get a clarification on what he's seeing so she can best adjust her defense.
Yes, Jackie's out. Ali Gibson is in.
Free throw is good for O'Neal.
Jennifer O'Neal was playing in Poland. Before coming here with the club Lublin, she averaged at 13 points and 3 rebounds. She has some experience with the WNBA with Minnesota, and she also played in Israel.
Bad pass by Abreu. Gibson, back to Melendez. She loves the baseline, braces the contact, and will shoot 2. A quick jolt there. I think she was concerned her hair was going to get stuck.
I have no idea what happened.
Reynoso.
Oh,
So
well.
for Dominican Republic, entering number 10, Sol Milena Arias.
I think athletes are the only people in the world that get hit and they laugh.
Did you like getting hit as a player?
I was a very
You
physical
embraced
player.
it?
I like being physical, you know, but not dirty. But yes, I enjoy when the games were physical. So I was a defensive player. So
And a facilitator.
yes, not a good shooter.
That free throw puts Puerto Rico up by 20. About that midway point of the second quarter. Denied. Melendez said, "Get out of my house," to Arias Herrera.
And when DR it's looking the best, is when the ball goes in the post and the rest of the players move. Look at that. Again, their big players know how to pass the ball. They look for people cutting. Everybody else needs to just keep doing that. And she was, you know, she did some modeling there.
Monsac knows where the camera's at.
Suheiri Monsac's been with this team since they were really good, when they were really bad. And now, you know, Monsac, it's been part of this national team since forever. She's 40 years old. And I think it was you that I was telling that once she retired, they better make a statue of her in front of the federation, because she have never say no to her national team, regardless of the situation. There's a press, a 2-2-1 press.
And a turnover. Dominicana wins that possession.
Nice move, Monsac.
Gibson had the wall in front of her, poked out. Quinones keeping the play alive.
1-2 zone.
O'Neal lines up. And Gibson again, another chance. A game of hot potato win. Will Puerto Rico strike next? Gibson tries the other wing. Again. All right, who wants a freebie now?
Somebody needs to attack the basketball.
No, they want that three ball, Natalia.
Good hustle there, no luck.
Did you keep count? Was that 6 shots?
Yes, it was 6 shots. 6 shots. You know, and when you shoot this the way Puerto Rico did in the first quarter, the possibilities of you know, being able to continue that throughout the game is, you know, it's almost impossible. You will be with a high percentage and you will make, you know, but the way Puerto Rico was shooting in that first quarter was just out of this world.
Arias. Shot clock expires. Great defense from Puerto Rico.
Very aggressive. Those rotations are spot on. Their communication.
For Puerto Rico, their keys heading into today's game was control the tempo, check mark, keep everything simple. They want to make sure that they get a good shot at every possession and then keep to their identity and play that hard-fought defense.
Taira have a 12 already, and see how everybody was just standing to see what Jennifer O'Neal was going to do. I thought she was going to shoot the ball Then Taira was just ready, waiting for that pass, knowing that Jennifer could give the ball to her anytime. So that's the important thing when you have somebody as offensive as Jennifer O'Neal is. All the attention is going to be on her. So everybody around her needs to be ready to receive and be effective when she passes the ball.
For the DR, they find themselves down by 20. How do they begin to get back into this contest?
I think there's so much room for them to improve in this game because we're not seeing the best Dominican Republic game, starting from the defense. They look a little better in this second quarter. As a matter of fact, they're losing the second quarter by 3 points. It's 10 to 13. But they, when you play a zone, a 2-3 zone, and you have a team like Puerto Rico that they are effective, you need to talk constantly. You need to communicate. Everybody needs to help each other, and that's something I'm seeing it's lacking in this team. And they have to continue looking for those post players, and Puerto Rico is doing a good job with them, but everybody else needs to move, cutting from the opposite side. They need to show, and flash to the middle. Because when they do it, they either get contact or make a basket.
And Colome only has 2 points for the DR today. She's been a leader for them throughout this tournament, but is playing with 2 fouls on the floor. Morton asking her team to keep moving. And a traveling call.
Seven turnovers.
Gibson shakes one defender. Stinson will go one-on-one with Morton. Spin move, off.
See how she beat Jennifer, and Taira's defense was right there. Help.
Quinones, will she go coast to coast?
And Jerry Batista got to be very happy with the tournament Isalis Quinones is having. She's the tallest player from Puerto Rico, and she's, she got skinnier and more agile and more athletic, and she's been fighting with every big player from the other team. She's, the leading rebounder from this Puerto Rico team, but the good thing about Isalis is that she really worked hard in both ends of the court. She's not only an offensive player who can play, she can put the ball on the floor, post, shoot the three, but she will give you her 100% in every position during the defensive times.
And just 23 years old, Quinones in the last AmeriCup averaged 7.2 points a game, and then in Central Basket, 10.3, 6.3 just back in March for Puerto Rico.
On top of everything, she's in engineering. She just graduated a few months ago. So congratulations to her.
Puerto Rico, by the way, won Central Basket. They're on their way to the Olympics. This is likely the team that they will bring with them.
There's another player that I don't know if she will eventually join the national team. Her name is Arela Girantes. She never played for the national team, but her father, I think it's a Puerto Rican, and she showed some interest in joining this team. Right now she's playing at the WNBA, so she can be probably one of the players that joined the crew for Tokyo.
Gonzalez back in the game. One and done this trip down for Puerto Rico. Morton with 10 seconds to play with. Goes straight to the hoop.
Yeah. Morton attacking the left side with her left hand, using that baseline.
Second personal foul, number 10, Jada
Yeah,
Stinson.
that's Jada's second.
And this bodes well for Puerto Rico, right, Natalia? Like, the starters, or we see Guathmy getting some rest. We see a lot of girls resting their legs.
Yeah, I saw Guathmy yesterday. Sort of, I don't know if it was her neck or what, but she seems maybe a little hurt.
A little dinged up.
So, yeah, maybe she's not playing no more today if it's not needed.
Morton. Evangelista, she gets it right back.
Beautiful. Oh,
Rojas can't finish, and neither can Morton. Melendez left open again. Own devices, she gets another three.
that's a tied at third personal foul. And Isalis, let me tell you something. Isalis y Quiñones and Arias, they're getting very physical, very physical.
Michelle Gonzalez, a crowd favorite here. Oh. And then throws it at Gibson's feet.
That's a turnover number 4.
5 seconds in the half. Morton to Reynoso. No shot. After the first 20 minutes, it's Puerto Rico that leads 47. Dominican Republic 24. A 23-point advantage for the host nation, Puerto Rico, here as they close and are closing the door on their group play.
There you see what's happening, 50%, 43% from the 10 three-pointers, free throws. It's going really well from Puerto Rico for the field. The rebounds are close at 22-20, assists 15. Of course, when you're shooting that way, you will have a lot of assists, steals at 2 and 3, and the best, Melendez at 15, O'Neal 11, Gibson coming off the bench, Morton with 8, Rojas and Reynoso, both with 4 points.
Puerto Rico started off caliente from everywhere on the court. O'Neal, the catalyst early on, but Melendez had 3 threes here in the first half.
Seen Taira playing very happy today with a happy, a happy tempo. She's playing in front of the basket, and she's getting those spaces and those passes. And there you see another shot for Jennifer Rooney, who makes the most difficult shots you can imagine.
O'Neal with 11 points. That was one of the rare baskets from Colome, the Syracuse guard. And Melendez leading all scorers for Puerto Rico with 15 after 20 minutes. They're having fun in here. They're about to close out group play, and if they can hang on, they seal that number 2 seed, which means they're going to play the 3 seed. And
probably be Colombia. It could be Colombia. Yeah, it could be Colombia. It's going to be an interesting match. Because from what we've seen right now in the other group, you have Canada, Brazil, and Colombia. Yes, because Brazil beat Colombia. So if Puerto Rico finish in the second spot, and if they will play third, it will be Colombia.
A lot of offense for Puerto Rico, a lot for the fans to cheer for tonight. We got JJ getting the crowd riled up, but they didn't need too much assistance because they've been shutting down the DR too. Yeah, Salomon. And Morton trying to do everything in her wheelhouse to keep DR afloat and in this game. DR fighting for its first victory in pool play to stick around to the quarterfinals. Right now, Puerto Rico's too strong. What a motion by Melendez. We're just gonna keep showing you all the Puerto Rico's baskets here, guys. Psych. No, we're gonna head to our top plays since we started the tournament. Stick around, top 5 right now. O'Neal pulls up the J.
No! No, Jennifer. Wow. Oh, beautiful fast break, and now Colombia is establishing what have been their constant throughout this tournament, which is the fast break.
O'Neal gets stripped. Burton out in front with the contact. That one feels good for Burton. Her and Silva, Shake Silva.
Basketball 101, that was a beautiful move.
Martinez, so smart, waits for her defender to run past her, and the putback, the reverse, Palacio. Maria Palacio there, off balance, makes the bucket. What a beauty. That's just the top 5 from our first 4 days of action. We're still going here inside the Roberto Clemente Coliseum. And here's a look at your top scorers. Right now we'll start with DR, and we know it's Morton doing as much as she can. 8 points, 4 rebounds.
It's a change of speed there, using her body, using her strength again. Another change of speed in front of Jennifer O'Neal. From many angles.
And then for Puerto Rico, we are going to see Isla Quiñones. I think I got this one right.
Taira
No.
Melendez. You know, we should bet. We should bet. Okay, who we're gonna have? It's Taira with 15 points.
3 3-pointers, 83% from the field. Super effective. Melendez. The former Bryant University star. Now the 27-year-old is brushing up on all of her offensive and defensive skills. 39 days away ahead of the Olympics. All right, it's halftime. We're going to take a little break while Puerto Rico leads 47, Dominican Republic 24. Stick around. We'll be right back with third quarter action in just a moment. Welcome back inside Roberto Clemente Coliseum. Despina Barton joined by Melendez. Here I'm going last name only as I'm calling you on
That's
the court.
okay.
Natalia,
That's okay.
Natalia Melendez, the former Puerto Rico national team member. Natalia, your team is up 47-24. How do they hang on here to finish them out and kind of get started with the rest?
Exactly, you know, like what they have to do is, this game is not over. And this Dominican Republic team is a very proud team, and they will come out really hard. Puerto Rico needs to come back to the game in this third quarter as if nothing, as if the game is 0-0. Keeping that pressure management that they showed in the first half, moving the ball, don't fall in love with the three-point line. Because you know, as we saw in the last minute, they will not always go in, so they gotta have another options. You can never depend only from the three-point line, maybe using the post players a little bit more, tighter attacking, daggering, attacking, and you know, and just the same intensity and the same vibe that they showed in the first half.
And for the Dominican Republic, they're going to look to do what?
A lot of adjustments. They need to be better in that zone. They need to communicate better. In offense, they need to use their post players. Okay, I understand they are been defending very well, but at the same time, they are good passers. So everybody from the opposite side, they need to start cutting, flashing. They're just standing there. I just think this team is too passive right now.
Palome. Great feed to Reynoso. And that's one way to get to the free throw line.
And I feel like they always start using Reynoso early on in the game.
And
then she just disappeared. And Reynoso have shown us that you can count on her. Attack, dish to her, use her.
First one is good for Reynoso, the 25-year-old center. And I believe that was a lane violation. Back to work. Quinones goes. Palome trying to create for herself because she knows her team goes as she goes, and what a great take.
More aggressiveness of her. That's what they need.
She was a top 4 scorer in the Central Basket Tournament. The 24-year-old played with Syracuse.
Nice.
Monsac on the
Monsac.
cut. Oh, self-inflicted wounds.
First personal foul number 15, Surheidi Monsac.
Oh.
She scraped her butt, you know, did she get a hand
on her face?
On the face? Listen, your face is a very important thing. It's hard to change. And us as women, you know, our face, our teeth, those are pretty important to us.
Well, I disagree. It's very easy to change in these days. All you have to do is get on a plane.
I hear you, Natalia.
Yeah, you can change anything you want. We live in a different world. But I understand what you were trying to say.
Yes. Salomon picks up her dribble. Melendez's pass is knocked away.
Sophomore Dominican Republic, entering number 10, Sormilena Arias.
Reynoso steps off the court. In for her is Arias. Give and
Beautiful.
go. Beautiful finish. That's how it's done.
See how important communication is? Actually, you have all she had to do was scream because Isalis wasn't looking at the ball. Nice hands. Say not in my house.
A block from the shortest player on the court. That was Jennifer O'Neill, the 5'5", 31-year-old that got this team out in transition.
First personal foul number 7, Genesis Evangelista.
Tyra Melendez there. She's the vocal leader of this team. After basketball, it's over for her. She's gonna go back to her job. She is the Bryant University Director of Basketball. This is her third AmeriCup. She was on Argentina in 2015. Here in Puerto Rico, last AmeriCup on 2017, and this will be her third.
Evangelista, kiss off the glass is good. Solomon coming at you. Melendez drives left. Good. Tonight is her night. Melendez with 18 points.
It is her night. She looks very comfortable from different angles of the court, from the three-point line, mid-range, attacking the basket, from the free throw line.
Monsac with the extra pass into Arias.
And this is what I'm trying to say. Monsac knows she's not hot. She's not scoring. She's having, difficulty. But she's always looking for somebody to be close to her.
Melendez again, wing. Solomon calling out the defense. Arias. This time it's a miss. Colome goes down hard. Benitez strikes with the iron hot.
And shooters shoot, and Jackie Benitez, it's one of those set shooters that Puerto Rico have.
Colome shakes it off, but she was super slow to get off the ground on that last possession. Head down, pull up Jay, short. Benitez, couple dribbles in, and she'll show you she can make it from the mid-range too.
And Jackie is one of these great news that Puerto Rico received. When everybody found out that she was Puerto Rican and that she really wanted to come play, she was in Lithuania playing for her age, and she's just so in control of what's happening in the court. She's very smart. She knows when she has to shoot. She knows when she needs to stop the ball. She's very in control of everything that she does. And right there, we're seeing Colomes trying to get some rhythm in the game. She looks a little frustrated, but something we can say is that she keeps trying.
And there is a chance that this Dominican Republic team could advance to the quarterfinals. We're still waiting to hear some reports back from our Argentinian team. They had to postpone their game yesterday, so we're still waiting for some information to come down. But this is the championship game in the eyes of the Dominican Republic. They have to win.
They have to win.
Win or go home right now for them. Quinones steps into that one. It's short.
Isalis, when the whole COVID situation started at the beginning, she got a contract in Greece. She was over there. She played 3 games, and then she had to come back home because of COVID.
What an opportunity to play in Greece. I'm Greek. My mother is Greek. I went about
You
10
are
years
Greek?
ago. Yes.
Wow.
I had the time of my life. I'm looking to go back as a little bit older of an adult.
Really
and
nice.
hopeful that, you know, travel restrictions will start being lifted as more and more people are being vaccinated. So I'm curious to how those contracts work out, Natalia.
In the case of COVID, there's no contract. You just have to go home because you have to go home. Remember, it was at the beginning, and you know there was panic all over the world. So all you wanted to do was just go home, and basketball wasn't a priority.
This looks like it's going against Arias.
India, against India, yes.
First personal foul on number 33, India, Pagan.
Palome getting every screen in the world, and she still can't shake him.
You know, I'm thinking now that Colome is half Puerto Rican. She's half Dominican and half Puerto Rican. Her mother is from the Dominican Republic, and her father it's Puerto Rican.
Number 6, Ashley Rojas.
But you know, usually when you have a double nationality, you always bend to one side more, or, you know.
Yeah, I would love to hear the decision making and how you decide, you know, which country you represent. Reynoso with a nice 12-footer.
Points at 6 and 7 for her.
Because there's a couple players like that. I know on Team USA and the Virgin Islands. Obviously here with the Dominican Republic. Morton shakes Gibson. Rose Pena waiting for it.
First personal foul on number 28, Sabrina Lozada.
There's bonus already? She was shooting? Yes.
And the bonus. Puerto Rico with 5 team fouls, so that means Dominican Republic will shoot free throws 2 each for every foul.
They are 8 of 12.
Morton hits both. Morton with 9 points today. Pagan. And we're moving forward with Abreu. Met with some resistance from Pagan. You can tell who's been in the weight room and who needs to start lifting some more. Rosado with a finish.
Good offensive rebound. That's her second offensive rebound of the night.
Arias on the elbow, pulled down by Gibson. Taking it herself, even with the hat coming from Arias. Reynoso turns, looks, surveys. Skip past Rojas. That's off. sits in just
Pass.
21 years old to Lozado. Gibson fights for the rebound. It goes down.
Her ability to be everywhere. Ali is just everywhere. The ball follows her. There she is again. She plays bigger than she is. She'll do anything the team needs her to do to be successful.
Also enters
She's so strong.
number 12, Flor Jones.
Ali has played only 14 minutes, and she already had 10 points and 6 rebounds. 2 of those offensive rebounds.
6'3", 28-year-old. Spent her college days at Oregon State. Out on the west coast of the United States. I'm guessing that's about an 8-hour flight to here. And this team from Puerto Rico, they flew in from just about everywhere to come compete.
Yes, they were practicing here, and they went to a 4-team tournament in Belgium. They play over there 4 games against a team from Africa and Belgium, Belgium, and Puerto Rico. And after those games, they came back. They had like 2 days free and back to practice, because it was a change in time. You know, there's a hour difference, and they needed out those 2 days to
South Dominican Republic entering number
But
15.
a lot of the players too, do they live here on the mainland or
No,
they
no, no.
come in?
No, well, some of them work here and live here. Others live in the States. And what they do is they fly them here to the island. But no, right now, from everybody it's playing, Michelle lives here.
Michelle Gonzalez. Gibson up to Stinson.
Beautiful pass.
Just like they practiced.
Her first 2 of the game.
Rojas, deep 3, it's good.
Ashley Rojas.
Nice shot, and Stinson was right in front of her. That was a good basket for her.
The 19-year-old is the captain of the Dominican Republic team. Ooh, big block by Monsac. It was a clean block too. Pass down to Jones.
That was a hard pass. My hands hurt just by looking at that pass.
You could hear the smack from here.
Third personal foul, number 20, Sabrina
Reynoso have the
Lozada.
longest arms.
First one is good.
Morton giving directions.
That one rolls off. Lozada with the rebound. Final seconds, final shot. Gonzalez gets it up. Tip attempt, no good. So the third quarter is in the books. Puerto Rico leading 63-42.
63, Puerto Rico.
And again, first quarter, this happened in the last game. First quarter finished at 12-29, but then the second quarter finished at 12-18. Puerto Rico, and this third quarter, DR won it, 18-16. It's just having that first quarter, you know, by 17 points. In this level, it's hard to do a comeback. It's not that it doesn't happen, it happens, but it's not that easy.
I think Puerto Rico just knows they're so close to a rest day, 2 rest days, closing out this group play. They just want to take care of business.
Yes, so tomorrow will be a good day for them to you know, they really have a great group of people working around them, and good trainers, good massagers, and that's what the day is for them tomorrow. Getting their treatment, their massages, and getting ready for this
Quarterfinal
for the
round.
quarterfinals.
It's so fun watching them convert and transition. In either team, Dominican Republic has had some great looks in transition.
They have. When they establish their fast break, they look good. That's the president from the Puerto Rico Olympic Committee. This will be her third Olympics. She will be, you know, the boss, the president. She's great, Sara Rosario.
Benitez, off the cut, that's off. Palome moving up. Monsac keeps it for herself, deflected and blocked by Melendez.
Good pass.
Oh, look past to Jones, sleeping there on the block, it's two.
And these two communicate very well, you know, they have a good eye contact.
Quinones trying to sell as she tried to cut through that pick.
And if somebody will need to be taken care of tomorrow, this is Alice Quinones. After yesterday's game against the USA, and then today against Jones and Reynoso, and against Monsac. And Monsac is hurt.
First personal foul number 12, Benjamin Salaman.
Monsac quick to go sit down and have her right foot ankle area looked at.
The coach is saying, we got to talk more, we got to talk more.
Jones. That shot way off from Melendez could not be tracked by Quinones.
And you know, Puerto Rico had 10 threes in the first half. They only have one, so.
You called it, you knew it couldn't be sustained.
Yeah.
Or you haven't seen it sustained yet.
No, it's just really hard for you know, the possibilities of, just like yesterday, somebody was shooting 9% from the field, and you know that's not gonna continue happening. Whoa! And she said, please.
O'Neal says, watch me, Natalia.
She said, yeah, please, shut up. This is for you.
Four players for Puerto Rico and scoring double digits right now. There's still 8 minutes to play in the fourth. Oh, we see a trap. Well, quasi being formed. Good defense.
And that was a scouting report. Colome haven't been able to get into the rhythm during the game. Everything has been forced for her, and that's thanks to what Daishali and Jackie have done. playing her. Yes.
Reynoso hacked on the way down.
Definitely, that was a foul.
Second personal foul, number 1, Taira Menendez.
Taira
Foul
second.
on the Republic, entering number 15, Suheiti Monza.
Monzak is back. That's a good sign. She's okay. Reynoso beating herself up on that miss, the 25-year-old. 6'3" center for the DR. Misses both. Stepping right up, Quinones. Relome. Good defense there by O'Neal.
Nice. Nice fast break between Taira Melendez and Jackie Benitez. That's Jackie's 11 point.
Oh, dash a leg. Creed's a little too touchy as she bounces up and down there.
Daija doing her boxing move. That's the replay, that pass in between two players. Nice, Daira. Nice finish. Benitez.
Morton, 3 seconds to shoot. Monsac does on the top of the key. And the rebound, Reynoso. She's still fighting. Ball gets to Rojas. It's a miss. And the officials will call time as Benitez is slow to get up.
She's fine.
So strong.
We have this famous, really famous play-by-play. He died a long time ago. He was old. That when one player used to fall on the floor and then wake up, I don't know how it's gonna sound in English, but he used to say "son de goma," which means they're like robbers. They're like robbers, like rubber.
Oh, rubber,
Yeah.
rubber. They bend, but they don't break.
Yeah, exactly. They're robbers. They're robbers. Son de goma.
Rojas finds the net.
She's a good shooter. When she gets open and she has space and time, she can be effective.
Smothering comes for Salomon, and it's a turnover. Morton to finish. She can't. Reynoso there for the putback.
Reynoso, Puerto Rico, timeout.
Yes, the timeout had to come because Dominican Republic is having a momentum, and when you call a timeout, it's just to cut and to cut the excitement and the rhythm that they are showing. Putting a lot of pressure now. They are full court. Something that I was expecting a little earlier, but it's happening now and it's working.
Puerto Rico, led by as many as 23 now. That lead is shrunk down to 16.
Puerto Rico won the first quarter, 29-12. The second one, they won it as well, 18-12. But then on the third quarter, it was DR who won that quarter, 18-16. And this one, DR is winning it, 9-4.
Sala de emergencia con estacionamiento gratis las primeras 24 horas en el Astro
We talked about this game being the battle of the best in the Caribbean, a long-standing rivalry between these two teams. Everybody knows everybody. And what's on the line? Well, for the Puerto Rico team, they're trying to snag the second seed in Group B, obviously for better positioning in the quarterfinals. And the Dominican is just trying to stay alive. They are winless so far here in the AmeriCup. They need a win to move up in the standings and have a chance at advancing to the quarterfinals.
And Jennifer and Allison are back.
Well, I have no idea how that ball got through Evangelista's hands. But it's in. Gibson, the doctor ordered a play, and Gibson delivered.
And that was the time. That's what the timeout was asked for, to do some substitution organized for Puerto Rico, and having some players to push the tempo.
Combine that with the turnover they just forced. And that was a very good timeout.
It was a good timeout.
So for Dominican Republic,
Colome is back. Evangelista back in the bench.
Colome.
O'Neal shakes Colome. Gonzalez surveys. Quinones, extra pass, gets back out to Gonzalez. And she fights for the rebound. One dribble and up again, off. Tip drill. Oh, Gibson laying her body on the line.
You gotta love her. She's so hard. She pushed me a little bit. That's what she said. She pushed me a little bit.
Just need the official to know and understand. Wow, that's a tough call to make.
It was a tough call to make because
you saw the give and go that was trying to transform here between Reynoso and Monsac,
which is something we've seen throughout the night.
Just a lot of traffic down there in the paint. Melendez throws it away. Colome gets it over to Morton. Off. I always feel calmer for some reason when I see Gonzalez running the point.
You what? I'm sorry?
I feel calmer, like when she's running the offense, it just feels like she's in control.
Yes.
Oh, picking pockets. Colome is so close, instead it's a foul.
For personal foul number 21, Elemi Colome.
She had 4. Oh my God.
O'Neal, another 3. O'Neal with her third 3 of the game. She's got 16, leading the way for Puerto Rico and further cementing this victory tonight. Gibson. Melendez keeps it going. This has been the recipe. Puerto Rico's not doing anything different. They're taking care of the fundamentals, crashing the boards, making the extra pass.
again, Ali adding good stuff to her stat sheet. She have 13 points, 6 rebounds, and that's her second assist. Puerto Rico pushing the tempo a little bit more. Now those, you know, when those threes go in, the fans get into the game, and the game, you know, and the team pumps up a little bit. That's what we're seeing right now. So now it's DR's turn to ask for a timeout to cut that rally and that Puerto Rico have right now.
For Puerto Rico, the crowd is the 6th woman for them. This place is just so electric. And I can't imagine being on an opposing team and trying to get my thoughts together.
This gym also have a lot of echo. It can be intimidating. You know, and it's gonna get louder and fuller when the quarterfinals start. So it's, you know, I'm so glad we're having here this opportunity to host this FIBA Women's AmeriCup 2021. This country, as probably every country in the world, needs this type of activity so people can get some normalcy back in their lives. And remember, everybody that is here, it's vaccinated. In order for you to get into this gym, you need your card. If you don't have your vaccination card, you are not allowed to come in.
Colome with the 3.
Colome.
The Syracuse guard finally was able to score. Simpson was looking for Gonzalez there. Misread. So Natalia, for fans to attend and come inside this arena, they have to prove their vaccination card?
They have to prove their vaccination card, and if you are to bring a kid, since the kids are not vaccinated, they needed to have a 48-hour test. That's why you're not seeing many kids here, just grown people, because, you know, it's not easy to get kids tested. It's very uncomfortable.
And then with test results taking, you know, sometimes longer than that 48-hour window.
Like if you want to come to the quarterfinals, you need, you know, and you have a kid and you want your kid to assist, you probably have to take the test tomorrow to have it ready for,
come in on Thursday.
Yeah, but everybody that is here, it's been checking the entrance, and you have to show your vaccination card. There's a little gym next to this one that you can go and get vaccinated.
Oh, great, right next door.
Yes.
Okay. Lots of options here in Puerto Rico to be safe.
Oh, you gotta love Monsac. And even the ref is laughing. She's something special. She's something special.
At 40 years old, she is a staple for this Dominican Republic basketball team. And Natalia, they better take your recommendation to build that statue when she decides to retire.
They definitely have to do something. There's 3 players that are iconic in the Dominican Republic. One is Teresa Duran. The other one is Matilde Guerrero. And Monsac is the third one. Yeah, those were India's first 2 points of the game.
Third personal foul, number 9, Ali Gibson.
Final minute of play.
So for Dominican Republic, entering number 12, Flor Jones.
Jones is back in the game. Jones have done really well today, coming off the bench, just having good numbers, and, you know, doing her thing on defense.
Puerto Rico leads by 23 as the final minute ticks down.
Yeah. India received the ball there. The defense collapsed. They fouled India. 14.
For Dominican Republic, entering number 10, Sol Milena Arias, and number 23, Jamel Abreu.
And Morton upset as she walks off the court,
And
not wanting to accept defeat.
Yeah, nobody wants to accept defeat. That's part of the process. And the day you don't care, or the day you feel happy after losing a game, that's the day you should think about retiring. So it's part of being a warrior, and, you know, being an athlete. Tomorrow, Dominican Republic will be facing Venezuela. That game is very important to them.
Benitez trying to get one last 3-ball in for her team. Loose ball picked up by Stinson. The feed up to Gibson. A nice lay-in. The cherry on the cake for Puerto Rico, who will close out their group play here tonight with a record of 3-1 in the 2 seed in Group B.
And Colomit's been really, really frustrated throughout the game. She crossed the line there a little bit. That was necessary. I understand it's part of.
That was her fez. So yeah, she walks off 4 seconds early, and just to be safe here, yep, Puerto Rico just dribbles out the ball. Puerto Rico winning this one convincingly, 79-54. Natalia, they get the next 2 days off.
Then just Watmi and Pamela Rosado can recover from, you know, they're a little hurt. In the case of Pamela, it's her right wrist. So yes, tomorrow they're free because it was their free day from the tournament, and then on Wednesday everybody's free, so they will have 2 days to rest and to get ready for the quarterfinals. And here is Puerto Rico greeting their fans, their families. This is the closest they will be from their families these days. They are in the 2nd floor. This bubble thing have to be hard, you know, seeing your parents, your partner, and everybody, seeing them here, but not being able to hug them and, you know, to kiss them.
Look at the final stats here. Puerto Rico taking care of just about every statistical category. Rebounds, though, much tighter than one would believe, just separated by 3. But the way Puerto Rico was able to move the ball around and dish out those assists, really, they displayed teamwork.
It was hard because they had a very balanced offense. Puerto Rico not only score really well from the 3-point line, they have 13 3-pointers. They also have 25 points in the fast break, what I call the happy points, and 28 points from the paint.
This is a look at where Group B looks like, or the standings are right now. Puerto Rico with that #1 seed, but they fell to USA. So barring USA, you know, dropping a game, USA will take that top seed. And as it looks right now, Venezuela would exit early if they lose. So the winner between Dominican Republic and Venezuela is going to be huge tomorrow.
See the best plays from the second half. Colombia starting the game, attacking the basket. There is Daishali. Isal, it's been terrific throughout the whole tournament in both ends. Taira Melendez at the top leading scorer on today's game. Great pass. Arias with the basket. Daichali attacking to Jackie Benitez, the set shooter from Puerto Rico. First 3 of the game. Again, when you are defending somebody like Jackie, usually you run to her, not giving her any kind of space from the 3-point. But Jackie's very smart, attacking the basket, using her defense to her advantage.
And by the time Puerto Rico had jumped out to its lead, really outscoring DR by 17 in that first quarter. It was very hard for DR to compete the rest of the way to try and close that gap. You just had too many scorers, 4 in double digits for Puerto Rico, including right there O'Neal. And the 3 check marks were for Puerto Rico was control the tempo, check. Keep it simple and make good shots, check. Play hard on defense, check. Now what? Yeah, the frustration set in for Dominican Republic. Natalia, for these 2 days, they're gonna rest up. They're gonna be ready.
Something that we need to address too about Puerto Rico, it was they only made 8 turnovers. They took care of the ball pretty well. 19 assists for Puerto Rico in the game, and 6 steals. On the other hand, DR have 15 turnovers, and that's been a constant in their game.
A clean game for Puerto Rico. Demanding and commanding this arena as they move on. For Natalia Melendez, I'm Despina Barton. The final score here on day 4. Puerto Rico 79, Dominican Republic 54. We'll see you tomorrow with day number 5 as we look to close out the pool play here inside the Roberto Clemente Coliseum. Good night.